Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Sun Psychic Jean. How are you?
Hey, Terry, I'm doing very well. How are you?
Good, thanks. Good, thanks. Thanks for being here today, and everybody that's here so far. Thank you for being here, and moderators. Thank you. Um, Martha Bean, you felt a warm grasp around your foot and thought, I should see who is starting a show. Spirit sent me. So glad. Martha, I'm
Oh,
going to star you. You'll be our first one, and we'll kind of look into that. I love that idea. Um, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's been a weird energy, hasn't it? It's been pretty forceful. Everybody coming in and lots of energy.
I think
So,
so too. I think so
yeah.
too. I think that there's been like an adjustment period or like a settling in type of period. And what I'm referring to, I think, is from all of the hype from the eclipse and that type of energy. And it could just be now I don't know if it's Saturn and there's a cosmic conjunction going on right now that I don't have it in my memory, but that could also be affecting us as well, coming up I think on the 22nd.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there is a lot going on right now.
Oh,
Um,
here's Elimination Portal. So Val, maybe you can tell
oh,
me. Let
yeah.
us know.
Yeah, Val. Let us know. Hello, beautiful. So I'll just say hi to a few people. Hi, Willow. How are you? And Hypnicity, Flower Beauty, Peacock Rainbow. Hello, beautiful. Teresa Ford, Val, of course, Illumination Portal, Julie Hamill, Christine. Hello. Yeah, lots of energy going on, isn't there? Martha Bean, um, and let's see, there's some up here. Barbara, Sun Psychic Jean is here. Hello. Yeah, and um, this is somebody from your channel. So so Maya, so my
Hmm. Hmm.
Rao. Yeah, beautiful name. I love that. Beautiful picture too. So, yeah, everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you want to start putting questions in, we'll take questions today. We're doing mediumship and energy readings and whatever else, whatever. So just running the gamut. But and Sun Psychic Jean, you girls, you people have seen her before. Um, Probably one of the most intuitive people. I love reading with you. I just love the energy. It just takes it up another level. So it's always lots of fun when you're on. Hi, Sonia.
I love
Um,
reading together as well, Terry. I feel it. I feel it too, and it's really fun when we're going there and we can just feel the connection while we're both going there. It's a beautiful thing, and it does it enhances my readings when I'm with you, and I think it does the same vice versa. But I also
yeah,
want to say it's the same way for the people in the chat. All of you that are here that are high vibrational, like minded, and you raise your frequency because you're tuning in to the messages as well. And we can feel that. We can feel your energy. And it really helps us it helps me with my readings.
oh, it makes a huge difference. Yeah. Yeah. The chatters are like sometimes we can just feel the vibration, just, illuminating. So, hi, Kimberly. How are you? And Sam B is here. Good morning from Australia. Good morning. I hope everything's going well out there in Australia today. I know you guys have had a lot going on. Um, and yeah, right. All these beautiful high vibrational people in the chat. Yeah, there's a lot. Um, and the other thing that really helps a lot, everybody, when we're doing readings, is if you could please acknowledge if we say something that's a hit, and that just helps us to go deeper because otherwise we'll keep on something, and if it might be for somebody else in the group. So sometimes we're not sure, who it pertains to, and but sometimes you might figure it out a week later too, like, oh yeah, she
Hmm.
did wear a pink scarf.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
I think that especially when we're doing mediumship, and if we are, describing your loved one, or picking up some information from your loved one, if you can just say that makes sense, or that sounds right, or that's familiar to me, or whatever, or yes, or whatever it is. And what that does is your loved one's out here, and when you have that connection, and I get that validation from you, it brings the energy in almost like a magnetic pull. It
Yeah.
comes in closer, and it's almost like a stronger connection, and a more it's not so far away that we're reaching for the information.
Yeah.
So energy, and even when we're doing an energy reading for you, or a dragon reading for you, or a spirit guide reading for you, it's your energy that we're tuning into. So that's really important.
Yeah. It really is. It really is. It just increases the connection. Um, and it's funny because then we get um, our guides, our teams bring in more energy, and it's fun to read with your guides too, your team. So I love that.
Hmm.
Gotcha, Willow Love.
Yep, you never know what you're going to get, especially when you're reading with somebody, or giving somebody a reading, and they are high vibrational, or a reader themselves, or open, or have had experiences. It's amazing what might come through. I've learned a lot from all of you.
Yeah, yeah, it is a lot. Um, I'm always astounded by everybody in the chat, and that's how I started out too. That I had a lot to say, and I was just kind of gurgling it out every time I was in the chat, and I decided it was time for a channel. But I made friends, so many friends here, and so much support, especially through the pandemic and whatnot. Um, and thank you everybody that's putting your questions in all caps. That's huge. So makes my life a little easier here. Um, so how was your eclipse? I don't think we've talked since the eclipse.
It was lovely.
Yeah,
It was hmm, it was it we weren't in totality, so, but we did get to see it with the glasses, and you could see. I was surprised at how much it was covering, through the glasses. I guess it was like
yeah,
85% or something, but without the glasses, it still looked sunny, but a little shady. Like, and then we had some clouds, like sort of like the light clouds moving past it, but and it did last a long time. Like, it took like an hour to get there, and then maybe like an hour to get away. Not
yeah,
an hour, but it took longer than you
yeah,
thought. But the darkest point, it was still pretty light out. So you really have to be in the totality, I think, in order to get that sort of energetic change. I did hear the birds, um, the song of the birds, and sort of like the rustling of the trees, like the wind kicked up just slightly. But it was pretty cool. It was around 3:30 around my time, or 3:20, something like that. So it was in the afternoon.
yeah. Same here. Well, it was about 2:20,
Mm.
but it was amazing how many large birds that we saw uh, during the day, and just driving around, like owls were out, flying around, and big hawks, and we even have some falcons around our city parks, and they were amazing to watch. It was just like it was unreal. It was like, oh my gosh, look at these guys and those guys and those guys, and everywhere we looked, there were big birds up there.
Were you at the park then?
Um, Both. We were driving around doing some chores, really running some errands. We wound up having a mother and daughter day. Turned into one of those days. It was really fun. And um and doing a lot of healing, a lot of stuff. And then it was like ran some errands, and every time we looked up, another big beautiful bird. So, yeah. Oh, I love that, Sonia. Yeah, it is finding you, Terry, and then everyone else. What a blessing that all these huge family brings. Quite the awakening all across, that is. That's beautiful. Yeah.
So it's Jupiter and Uranus that are making a conjunction 21 degrees in the sign of Taurus on April 20th. And it's coming up, but we can all feel this. And the sign of Taurus is very grounding. And whenever I think it was like I think I was listening to Valerie and Diana, and they said I think it was 14 years ago was the last time that Jupiter and Uranus had made a conjunction and were together. But it's we can definitely feel it here on Earth. So what does Sonia have to say?
Yeah. Um, oh, Sonia was talking about how wonderful it was to find family here on YouTube and how supportive everyone's been. Um, yeah. Hi, Spirit Detective. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Gina's here. Rainbow Girl. Hello. Hypnicity, your dad was a Taurus. Yeah, yeah. Yes, ma'am. I got two parts of your question, Miss Liz. So I sure did. I sure did. And now it's jumping. Things are jumping. Okay. I think I got
I
it
know.
here. Yeah. Okay. Janet DC, I didn't want to miss you. So we'll go ahead and get started because we've got 15 coming up here. And if anybody comes in, please be sure and put them all in caps. Well, if you're just coming in, I'll send you an intuitive message right now to please do that. So let's see. We're going to go in and Martha Bean. I love this question. Felt a warm grasp around my foot and thought I should see who is starting a show. Spirit sent me, so glad. So I just wanted to kind of put some energy around that because I love that, Martha. And you may not have wanted to know who it was, but I'm feeling like it's your team, and there's someone very feminine that comes in with that. Um, and I don't know if you've got somebody on your team or somebody that's been on the other side of the veil for a while, and they're oh, I don't have the right thing up, do I? Sorry. Yeah, I don't know how that came down. Anyway, um, somebody that's begins with a T. So just let us know. Yeah, and it feels like she's been on your team for a while, and she's showing me a big lawn. So the grass, green grasses. Anyway,
Interesting.
yeah,
Um, So, Martha Bean, what I was feeling from you is it's amazing the way the spirit uses our human uh, vessel as a means of communication. It could have been, like sometimes I feel like an urging or a tapping on my shoulder, or sometimes I feel like somebody's like guiding me or steering me like this way. But the grasping around the ankle, it was almost like you were in a automated type of thought process somehow, and it just got your attention. It was something to get your attention, but it was I definitely am getting it's one of your spirit guides, but I don't know if it's also a loved one on the other side that is acting as a spirit guide. um,
yeah,
I'm trying to tune into it. And they're almost saying that they were trying other things, and you almost like they were trying to like pull your little hair or something. You ever get that pull hair kind of feeling? They were trying little things and you weren't like picking up on it. But it was not, it was almost like the thought needed to come in, but they needed you to stop with the focus that you were currently focusing on in order for the thought to come in. And this is really interesting because I hadn't really examined the process of the feeling and a thought simultaneously before. But they're saying that they were doing little things like this, and they wanted the thought to come in, but it was only when they were able to disrupt your focus of whatever you were focusing on that they were able to get that thought to come in about the show. Interesting.
Yeah, it feels like they knew you as a child, Martha Bean. I think that, oh, you've got lots of guides and you were listening to politics. Yeah, yeah. So she's showing me an open field. So, may have known you as a child and there might have been a picnic involved. Anyway.
So Valerie is saying the last time Jupiter conjunct Taurus was in the 60s. I wasn't sure what Diana was referring to 14 years ago. There was something else that was occurring. Yeah.
It might be yeah, north nodes and south nodes. I think those are doing some fun things too. I know they're like that much about astrology. And I love listening to Val and Diana explain it to me. They're amazing, but yeah, not my shtick. Yeah. Okay. Martha Bean, thank you so much. Sonia, may I have a message from Daniel? And I feel him here. Please and thank you. And Sonia, I believe this is your late husband or partner. If you could just go ahead and let us know.
I feel like Daniel is like sitting back and watching you in amazement. Like he's watching your progress and your awareness and your frequency change. And he's really wanting to make this sort of like an everyday occurrence, sort of a normal part of your everyday life, so that you can maintain that connection and that frequency and go back into it, regularly. And they are talking about maybe having like a sixth sense coming online that humanity is going to be using the same way we do all of our other senses. This sixth sense is going to be regular and everyday for us as well. But he's really looking over and watching and just saying that isn't she amazing? Like something like this, and really just very proud of you, but wanting to connect with you on a day-to-day basis to make it sort of like commonplace almost.
Yeah. Yeah. He's showing me, it's funny when you were talking about that, it was showing me like a radio and tuning in. And he loves how specific you're getting it in your frequencies, tuning in your frequencies right now, Sonia. He's also showing me, this is going to sound way out there, but I'll go for it. Something about a magic carpet ride. I don't know if it's that song or if it's something about a carpet, but also something about a picnic. So they're still showing me that green lawn. And that might be something that's going to go throughout all the readings today. But that could be that they want you to relax a little bit, Sonia. But yeah, he's excited. He's like, okay, the radio, he's saying, listen to what comes on the radio, because you're going to get some messages from him that way. That makes sense. And that's why that magic carpet ride came in. Okay. Yeah. And Sonia says, thank you so much, Jean. Very nice. Yeah. Beautiful. All right. Let's go in hypnicity. Please try to connect with my mom, Betty, or her mom, Lucille.
So I'm picking up that they are highly intelligent, like yourself, hypnicity, that they didn't follow the norms. They had many um, extracurricular activities to exercise their intellect and to stimulate their intellect, and to I'm not sure if they had there's maybe they had jobs that were required um, intelligence. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way for everybody else, but it wasn't just like a typical it in the early 1900s. Women only had waitress or secretary or stewardess. Or this, I feel as though your mom and grandmom had a huge or had an important part to play in their community. And I even see something like an organization. I'm not sure if they had like a something with an organization that they helped to run, or there's something about an organization. But I think your mom, Betty and Lucille, were like this. They were two peas in a pod, and they ran around together. And your Lucille was in your mom's life and in your life for a good while. What she's
Oh,
saying. Hmm.
yeah, they helped run my grandpa's construction company. And they
They
were both
did run it.
intuitive housewives. Yeah, yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Love that.
Hmm. Um, they're just saying you can do anything you put your mind to, and that you can achieve anything your heart desires, as long as you think it through and you understand, is this in my highest good, and to make sure that it's something that's going to benefit you in the long run. And they're saying planning and sort of mapping out, like, if this happens and then this happens, and then where will I be then, and is this going to make me happy? They're saying check in with each step and make sure that this is going to make you happy. um, and they say that it doesn't hurt to modify your dreams to mm, to meet your heart's desire.
Yeah. Saying they built the Wart Hotel in Jackson, Wyoming. Um, that's beautiful. They came in with me and showed me a gift, hypnicity. So I'm going to take this in a few different directions. You already said they were intuitive, and they were saying, yeah, that you have the gifts as well. That there are gifts that were passed down through the lineage, and you have them as well. And they're talking about also, in the other respect, that you are the gift. That I get that they both kind of doted on you. So I can see like a threesome going around. I don't know if it was, I don't know if um, um, your grandmother was still in the picture then, but she's always been quite close by if she wasn't here physically. They're showing me animals around as well, hypnicity. So I don't know if these are it's a four-legged animal, but I think there was a dog, but there might have been a horse as well. So because or a donkey, it's like a big dog, perhaps. So yeah, big, big, big. But they're also talking about that. Like they show me a picture of dressing up and putting on their little collared shirts and their bows, and then they had like a rugged jeans on underneath because they like they could play that very feminine part, but they could also play that part where they had to be big business. for back then. They built and ran the Stagecoach Inn in Yellowstone too. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so there were animals involved, horses, um, yeah, and I can see that they were, like, doing big business and they could get dressed up, but they could also be, that rugged or outdoors people and get the job done, the construction work, whatever needed to be done, they were in it. So, they're just amazing energy. Gosh, I love these strong women coming in. It's beautiful hypnicity.
Yeah, absolutely. I also felt like they didn't have any type of role models. Like they were visionaries, they were pioneers. They were like like I can do it. Just I'll prove it to you. And try and tell me that I can't do it. Like,
Yeah,
they just didn't let anything stop them. They had a vision and they did it. I think that your grandfather was also very helpful in enabling or giving them the rope or the latitude to take care of a lot of things. And they almost had like somebody having their back. But it was up to them that they had the vision and the desire and the just, I mean, women in that day didn't have an idea that they could do something like this. And your mom and grandmom were just like, yeah, just try and tell me I can't do it, you know?
right, right, yeah, they just, oh, grandma was the first woman to denounce plural marriage, yeah. Yeah, she ran to her own, drumbeat. She definitely did, and like you said, Jean, it was like the job needed to be done. They took care of it. They didn't wait for anybody to, call somebody up. Yeah, really interesting. Beautiful energy. Thank you. Hypnicity. Gosh, what a lineage, girl. Pretty
Hmm.
exciting stuff. I love doing these readings and finding out about these beautiful energies.
Hmm.
Jen Bowles, I'm receiving my first deck of tarot tomorrow. I've spent the last month searching for a deck that speaks to me. Any messages regarding my spiritual progression?
Well, what I'm hearing is it's not going to be your last. Your first deck is not going to be your last deck. And sometimes these things grow with us. And it's important to pick and choose, but it's also important to feel. I think that you may surpass the actual tarot deck. It's something that is a tool and it's not a crutch. And they said that sometimes in the beginning, it may help you to open up and to listen to the messages coming through by holding up the card. And but they said pretty, you may not, you will not actually need that once you start gaining that confidence in yourself. They said, but it's a tool that you will often go to, sort of like clarification or validation or something like a double check. But you'll be it's almost like you'll feel what the card is saying and looking at the card, and then pretty soon you'll know that feeling even without the card. But yeah, I think that'll be wonderful for you, Jen.
Yeah, yeah. I love that, Jean. I feel like there's a lot of knowing as well. That there's a lot of claircognizance here, Jen. So as the cards come in, they go farther and farther back. So it's not like you always need that to look at, but you'll be reading the cards, um, not necessarily from the book. Like they're saying, trust yourself because you can read the card intuitively and you'll know what it means just by looking at the picture. You don't necessarily have to be like the Seven of Wands. It can be, what is the picture doing? How does it feel like? And you're going to know it. And then pretty soon, before you know it, like Jean said, you'll just be doing the readings. And sometimes we both use decks. You still use decks every once in a while, don't you?
I do. I use it for myself. I don't use it when I'm doing readings, but I use it for myself and my family.
That's
Um,
yeah,
yeah.
me too. Yeah, with especially with my family because I don't always trust myself with my family because you want everything to be perfect,
You
right?
know too much. It's hard to be objective. It really
It
is.
it
Mhm.
really, really is. So yeah, it looks like things are going to be really good for you. So just, I'd say, um, look at the pictures and what resonates in the picture, and it'll change with every reading. The people in front of you change, and then the way you look at that card will change. So, Wolf Girl says sometimes the picture doesn't even match the message, but spirit directs you to connection with the card. Yeah, definitely, Wolf Girl. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, you felt a lot of things and know things without knowing how you know. I'm excited for the future progression as a sense of verification for me. Thank you. You're so welcome. So glad you asked. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, I see Reiki in your repertoire as well, Jen. That'll help you along as well.
Yeah.
Learning Reiki. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That sounds beautiful. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but we've got a big thunderstorms coming in, and we're under a tornado watch, but we're in the city, and the city never gets tornadoes. So I'm not really worried about that. But if I go dark, it's not about your reading. Willow Love, can I get an energy reading? Willow, was that, I know some of these messages that are coming in or questions that are coming in, we've got 2 parts, and I'm trying to make sure that I've got both parts in that. But yeah, you can get an energy reading.
So I do feel a lot on your plate there, Willow. I do feel as though you have a lot of irons in the fire, and there's responsibilities as well as your own dreams and creations. And it's almost like you're tending the fire, and then you're going back and doing something else. And then you're coming over and you're tending the fire, and you're going back and doing something else. And it feels like you're not running around, but it just feels like there's not a flow. It's almost like you're afraid to let go of one thing in order to focus on another thing. And it's almost like, yeah, it almost feels like it's like not a chore. I don't know how to explain it. How can I explain this? It's like you feel like you have to do certain things in your life, and you wish it would be more flowing. You wish it would come more naturally. You wish you would get into like this rhythm, and the rhythm is there. And I think it's a little bit of just letting go and trusting, and really it will pop back up. It's important to trust that when you let go of that string and it disappears, that it will come up again as like something new. But I just feel you kind of hanging on to something and sort of rekindling something, and then it's almost like you don't feel it. You feel like if you don't focus on it, that it'll disappear, and it won't. It really won't. It's always there. You will always have it, and it will always grow, and it will call you. It's yeah. That's. I don't know if you're getting anything similar to that, Terry.
Yeah. Oh, she says, going back and forth in my head, and yes, I want more flow to make sure life doesn't throw more curveballs, right? And it's funny because you said that she had a full plate, and that's exactly what they showed me. And at first it was a bowl, but then it kind of looked like a pizza. Like it's this big plate that you carried, and probably there's been like, they're showing me little circles on it, like pepperoni, right? And at first everything is kind of spread out, and then everything is getting closer and closer. So things are coming together, Willow Love. They're showing me that things are coming together for you. But they're also talking about, and a lot of us have a tendency to do this. We take care of everyone. I mean, sometimes as an empath, your love talk is taking care of people and making sure that their wishes are fulfilled or they're happy or we want to see peace and joy everywhere we look. And so they're kind of telling me to take care of Willow for a while, like be gentle with Willow, nurture her, get all her pepperonis put together. So, or all your um, all your roses together, all your flowers together, whatever it is that you want. But yeah, you've been holding that big plate, and things are coming together for you. All right, beautiful, Willow. And then Flower Beauty, hello. Question: you both told me Mr. A and I may be in a relationship after April. However, we fought and are not in contact. Will we become friends again? Need guidance from my guides. Hmm.
I'm still getting a yes on that. But I'm just getting it's let me just see. Let me ask specifically. Is it important for Flower Beauty not to make any contact? Yes. Will Flower Beauty and Mr. A be in a relationship after April 30th of 2024? Yes. Will Mr. A come back and apologize or try and reconcile? No. Will something else occur that will bring Flower Beauty and Mr. A together? Yes. Will this? So I don't think he'll apologize. Maybe something else. Will Mr. A and Flower Beauty be in a relationship after April 30th of 2024? So you will still. Is this a deal breaker? This argument that with no, it's not a deal breaker. Um, um, I'm just. It's hard for me to. I'm just still getting a yes, but it's always everything is. We all have free will, so let it go and let it develop on its own. And this is something that you can not practice with, but you know this is an opportunity for you to see how the universe works when it looks one way and it looks impossible, but you do nothing and just let it go and carry on with your life and see how it turns out.
Yeah, I love that awareness. Yeah, just look at it with awareness. Um, so first off, I want to say if there was anything that happened that was disruptive or abusive, physically or emotionally for you, then of course um, he's not a keeper. Um, but but you might want to look at. Sometimes we look at things like a target, right? There's the center of the target, the bullseye, and that's where we keep people that are very close to us, and they're in the circle. They're in the center circle, and they're somebody that you can share your every wish with, your every goal. And then you move farther out, and that person's good for coffee. Then you move farther out, and maybe that person's good for a movie once a month. And it's natural that a relationship's going to go in and out of those circles. So that's okay. Um, I feel like he's going to be around if you want him. It wasn't abusive or anything. Mainly the friendship has gone too. Yeah, if you want it back, it'll come back. Flower Beauty, is this something that you really want, or do you think that there's somebody out there that's more exciting for you? Because this crystal is kind of dancing on on doing
That's
something a little more excited. I think if you want it, it'll be there. Um, but I think it's going to be like a movie thing once a month or something. Um, but if you I feel like there might be somebody out there that could be more special.
Yep.
Yeah, at least the friendship you want, right? If he's in your life with that friendship, is that keeping you from another friendship? Sometimes we have to open the window and let new energy in and let go of the old energy. So I don't know if that made much sense or if that's just too wishy washy there, but I do feel like if you want somebody new, write write a list of what you want them to have, and most beneficial outcome. So yeah, you don't like fighting. That's it, right? Yeah, who does, right? Yeah, yeah. Um, Carl, yeah, it's kind of late for a question. I'm sorry, dear. But I'll be on tonight with Allie on her channel, Heart and Soul
Oh,
Connect,
wow.
at 8 Central. So, okay. And then we'll go to, I'm going to the wrong thing. Sorry if I click on you and get rid of you and don't want to do that. Teresa Ford, question. Will the building's AC be fixed in the next few days?
Wow. I sure hope so.
Yeah, she's in Florida, so.
I,
I'm sorry. Flower Beauty asked what to do with the list. Just write your list and just read it. Just be aware of it.
um, Teresa, I was getting temporarily, but I think they're going to need to do some replacing of uh, compressors or something. But they're going to need to replace some things. It's an antiquated system, and they may need to replace some uh, parts. But so that's they're going to get it working temporarily, but it's almost going to be not cool enough. It'll be working, but it won't be cool enough. So they'll something about the degree of the temperature. So they'll get it running almost to be bearable, and then they'll have to like I don't know if there's a different unit on each floor or something, but they'll have to go through and systematically shut it down, fix it, weld it, it's I think there's a lot of plumbing involved in it, and then to bring it back up and start get it cool again. Like there'll be times where it'll go down and then come back up again, just for the process. And they're not going to replace the whole system. They're going to try and replace parts, which
Yeah, she said it's a well system. So, yeah, there is a lot of water
okay,
pipes involved. Yeah.
that's what I was getting.
Yeah.
Interesting question. Mhm.
Yeah. I feel like too that they're going to have to upgrade because they're showing me this big box and it has a huge vent on it. So, and they're even showing electricity. So I don't know if you'll have to upgrade the electrical system or the power system that's coming in, like if they have a high voltage or something coming in from different on each floor or how it is. But yeah, there's some big new boxes coming in. Yeah. Yeah. So I hope it does feel like you'll be able to get. Do they have any air on now, Teresa? Because it does feel like they'll be able to have some temporarily while things get done too. Um, let's see. Next. This is a two-parter. Liz and all, my mom's 10th anniversary of her death. Oh, blessings to your mom, honey. Does she have a message for me? And then the other part was her name is Elizabeth as well, died of Alzheimer's, had difficult relationship the last 15 years, but it was not my fault, influenced by negativity of my brother.
So the first thing I heard your mom Elizabeth say is, "I've got your back." She said, "I've got your back. I'm watching out for you. I'm watching over you. I've got your back." I'm not sure, but she's saying that to focus on the higher aspect of her and your brother and the what would you call it, the higher self, the soul self of us. And it's almost like go above the human flawed aspect of them. And I say flawed because we're all flawed as humans, and rise above and work with the soul aspect, the higher self aspect of your mom and your brother. But she's saying, "I have your back. Don't you know? It, it's it's not the way it was. That we're soul family, and that she has your back, regardless of what may have transpired in this realm." But that's all that she's saying. How about you, Terry?
Well, she loves that you're acknowledging the 10-year anniversary, and she does come in and give you so much grace for having been there, and that it was difficult with your brother. And she is saying, love him where he's at, not the person that he is portraying to be in this lifetime, but his divine light. Just love that part of him. And because she's like, she doesn't have the constructs that she had when she was here, certainly not the dementia. And so she's seeing everybody as everything's love and light, right? And beautiful. So she wants you to be aware of that as well, that's what's there. And if you can, just try to forgive him. If you don't want to forgive him, don't worry about it. But but look around it to the brighter side. And she is right there with you. She brought in a big box. I don't know if it's a TV, but it kind of looks like an old-fashioned TV to me. So one of those, the big box ones that go, they were 3 feet wide or something, and,
Oh, wow.
and deep, and yeah, and so she's acknowledging that, and she's kind of watching the movie of the life. So she's very aware of what's going on, and she's right there with you. So when you need her, you might feel her. She's showing me something with her shoulder. So perhaps she's patting you on the shoulder, or she had something with her shoulder. So yeah. All right, Liz. It's beautiful. Much love to your mom, Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
Janet, DC. Always thinking of my Aunt Palma, who died relatively young. I don't want her to be forgotten. I feel connected to her. Does she have a message? Aw.
So the first thing I hear is forever young. She must have been a young soul as well. I feel as though she had like fun and creativity, and she's showing me that she didn't let things restrain her, that she kind of wanted to experience things as they came up. She was almost like a little bit of an adventurer, in a way of like you would throw in a couple bags of clothes and a cooler of food, and go for a drive, and go along, stay away for 3 to 5 nights, and then come back. It's almost like she was an adventurer in that sense, that she didn't let things stop her. not really let things stop her, but she said that she was adventurous and she had like courage. She had courage. She had the the desire to go places and see things, and she acted on this. She took advantage of these opportunities, is what she's telling me. And she's also telling you that too, Janet. She's saying that we must live the life that we're here to live, and try not to measure it against anyone else. That if there's a desire in your heart, act on it. And they're saying that what is she? Don't let the inspirations pass you by. Do something with it. Take these inspirations are gifts from heaven, is what she's saying. Oh my gosh. Wow. She said she moved to Hollywood. Wow.
Yeah. Buried in the cemetery where they show movies now. Wow.
Yeah. Forever young.
Mm-hmm.
I got chills. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, she's showing me um, a beautiful light, and she's also recognizing. I don't know if it was breast cancer or something, but she's talking about breast cancer in the family. She does acknowledge that there was maybe she was like had her own way, her own path that she was on while she was younger, or while she was in this lifetime, because she left so early. She acknowledges that you are keeping that light on for her and how beautiful that is. And that's a sparkle. And that sparkle is a gift that you give her. And don't think that that gift is unnoticed, Janet, because we acknowledge our guides or our ancestors or our archangels. Giving a gift is like when a small child gives you a flower. It just warms your heart. So that's a beautiful courtesy that you do her, and she does acknowledge it, and you are repaid for it in different ways when she's around you. She's bringing in a flower for you, and she's also bringing in like a pyramid. So she died from tuberculosis. Okay. And you are keeping that light on. Yeah. So I knew it was something in the chest area. Okay. So that makes sense. So, but she does want you to know that you're here to have fun too. And she wants to make sure that you're, like Jean said, live your life to the fullest with wonder. Because that's what she did. She's also acknowledging the cemetery. There's a big group of them that hang out there, and they're having a lot of fun. And so it's like it's not an old folks' home, because everybody's quite young there now, because they all, even if they didn't pass in their youth, they're showing themselves as quite young. But it's a party. So yeah, if you ever want to go back and say hang out there, it's like there's a lot going on. It would be an interesting place to go to. Anyway, yeah, really beautiful. Okay. Kimberly, thinking of your mother, this is the anniversary of her passing. Any message from her? Her name is Jean.
Happy sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
So what I'm feeling from her, Kimberly, is she's saying that she lived a very full life. I feel as though she died from natural causes, or, maybe, dementia or something, around that would be like a natural decline due to aging. I don't feel as though there was any sudden. It's almost like you two had time to talk. You two had time to hug. You two had time to spend together, do puzzles, read magazines, whatever it was that you did together. She just wants to thank you, and it was almost like maybe like a hospice situation is what she's showing me, and it's almost like you had like a waiting time, and she's saying that it was a difficult time for you, and even when she did finally pass, that was even more difficult, she's saying, but she wouldn't trade that for anything in the world. I don't know if even if you weren't there every day, the fact that you were so attentive to her in that time, and it was just like a precious time. It was like everything else slowed up, everything else um quieted down, and it was only like you and her, or the family and her. um She's saying that she felt a lot of love, a lot of care, a lot of honor, a lot of respect, a lot of dignity. That the small things, even though you think, oh, I could have done more, I could have had, better bed for her, I could have had better, care for her, I could have put her in a bed. Whatever it is, she's saying that she felt honored, respected, and loved and cared for. And she's just letting you know that she's very grateful to you, and very she wouldn't she said that was a very, very special time that you spent together, and it feels like you got to know her sort of like on a soul level, like you saw her in a different light somehow, whether you needed to bathe her, like you kind of changed roles a little bit. It was like it was sacred. It was a sacred time. But she's just saying thank you for everything that you did, and that she wants you to know that she is with family on the other side, and that she is watching over you and sending you blessings. But she doesn't want you to second guess any decisions that were, towards the end of her life. How about you, Terry?
Yeah, she brought in that thing about decisions and choices too to me. Um, that's a good place to start. She says there's 3 sides to every story. Yeah, so and she showed me the pyramid, so, or a triangle. So, I don't know if there was another person that was helping with the story with the or if there were 3 of you that were trying to, make choices for her or help her, but she's acknowledging what a beautiful time that was as she was leaving the planet, and what a joy it was to have you there. And she says, "My little girl," and she shows me you in her lap, and then she's talking about that you were also her little soldier. So you kept on going. You had the strength of like soldier strength, like warrior strength, taking care of her and making sure that everything was okay. So, well, and also she's acknowledging that this is a good time to make a wish. Like if you have an intention of something that you want, the veil is very thin when they have anniversaries. So it would be a really good time to make some sort of a wish and to watch because, either on the radio or someplace, you might hear a sound or you might see a bird and get a message from her. So beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful energy. Gina M. I feel like there is funky energy in me around me. What's up with that? How can I change it to positive? Thank you.
I would start with working on balancing the chakras, working on bringing in the light from the universe and connecting it through Gaia, and just denouncing any lower vibrational energies that are not allowed within your auric field. And your auric field could be like 3 blocks, big. Once you go through all of your chakras, and with each chakra, there's a layer that you can solidify and strengthen and clear. But you can do it, and it could just be as simple as burning some sage. So don't ever put up with something like that. Like, don't tolerate it, and don't let it linger. Um, if you feel something, trust yourself, and it's just a matter of denouncing it and having it go on its way. Send it love and light, and say you're no longer needed here, and yeah, that's what I would do. And it will strengthen you. And we all need to do this sort of like regular health. Just like when we brush our teeth or wash our hair, we need to do our chakras, clear our chakras, balance our chakras, strengthen our auric field, get healing, Reiki healing sessions, get body work done. Sometimes this is just like regular maintenance. Um,
Yeah.
and if you don't feel as though anything is changing, ask for help. There's a lot of really, really good practitioners that can um, give you a lending hand.
Yeah. It's I love that, Jean. It's as easy as waking up in the morning, and you don't even have to do it every day, but once a week, just seeing all your chakras and aligning them, naming them, the colors, and it takes 1 minute maybe. But also I love that self-care, because this is a time of season that we do need to do that. And we always need to do that, but I always forget about that. Um, okay, and they're showing me that there is kind of an energy there, and it's like a silly energy, not a dark foreboding energy, like a little monkey energy. So that's kind of attached, and this might be even something that happened to you as a child, Gina, that you need to get rid of or something, or go in and clear out, like a soul fractal. And that's a little different than something dark coming in, but it's not incredibly dark. So making sure that you're doing that, clearing your energy, clearing the energy in your house, also opening some windows. I mean, even if it's 102 degrees outside, or negative 102, opening up some windows for a little bit and just letting the air in and out. Another thing that you can do if you want to is leave a book of scripture open, whether that's a Bhagavad Gita or a Quran or a Bible, or it could be, um, oh, Terry, silly monkey energy. Okay, not sure how to do soul fractures. Yeah, well, just do that silly monkey energy, because it's like it's not something real negative that's attached or anything. And right now, all of us recognize that we're probably going through a huge thing on this planet, and you're here, and that's a huge thing, right? And there are old ways and old modes of knowing that we are letting go of, and those old modes of knowing um, are kind of like a soul fracture, or fractal, because it goes all the way back sometimes to when we were 3 or 4 years old, or maybe it goes back to last week when somebody said something to you, and you have to go and forgive yourself for not knowing what to say at that time, or just let it go, somehow by writing out a story of it and changing the story or something. Yeah. Yeah. Feel that there is a need to clear the house in you. Yeah. It's such a healthy thing to do, man, Gina. It's like we lose 10 pounds doing it. Look great. So, all right. That was beautiful. Do you have time for one more?
Yeah, can we go up and see Kimberly at 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock your time?
Yeah.
Gave a validation I thought was really important for everybody to witness, because I know with two different channels, not everybody can see her response.
Yeah.
She
Hi,
did.
ladies. Thank
Mhm.
you. Yes, natural. Yes, we did. Hospice, our time. Yes. She said it's hard to watch your mom die. Thank you. Yes, soldier. I will send her my wish. Oh, that's beautiful. That's just beautiful. Yeah.
She came in very quietly, but it was clear communication. So I'm glad that that resonated with you.
Yeah.
Very sweet woman. Very sweet woman.
Oh, you broke your shoulder on workman's comp, which allowed the time to be with her at home. I was blessed by the energy. I helped her with one arm. Oh, okay. That's,
Wow.
spirit works in strange ways, right? Yeah, that was
I wonder
perfect
what the
timing.
triangle was, though. I wonder. I was thinking siblings too, or something.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, we could just unpack that forever.
yeah,
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah.
Oh, she says, see the next comment. What is, I don't know what that is. I
Mm,
don't know.
I don't know. I don't see. I think that was it.
Okay.
Yeah, amazing, Kimberly. Amazing. All right. Okay, we have time for one more.
Yes.
Okay. Someone woke me up with 3 light knocks. I wonder who this was.
Mm.
Spirit detective. And then she says, it sounded like 3 light knocks on a door as well, Sonia. I think it was benevolent spirit for me.
So it was objectively that she was hearing the actual knock and it woke her up. Um, these things they're startling, but they're confirming at the same time. Like I remember hearing then a knocking, and then I also heard somebody say my name, and I'm like, I know I heard somebody say my name right out loud, as if they were standing right in this room with me. Like I know I heard it, and I with the knocking too. I thought somebody was at the front door, but um, there's no mistaking it. It's almost like they're saying, "Can she hear us still?" They're almost saying, "Is she with it?" Like when the time comes, they're going to need to tell all of us something, like move now, or go here, or get to your family, or some. There's going to be some communication, and I feel as though they're just like testing the radio waves to see if we can hear them, and they're like, knock, knock, knock. Oh, oh, yep, she heard us. She heard us. You guys get that one's a good one. That one, she can hear us. Let's go on to the next one. I feel like they're sort of like just notifying all of us and checking to see if we can hear them. Um, so who it was, I don't. I think it's just spirit guides. Is there? Are you getting anything specific?
I'm I was getting some masculine energy with it, but I get that it's a group too, and there's women there too, or feminine energy. But yeah, I get that they're kind of in your room and talking. Sometimes you'll get a room full of spirit guides and angels, and they'll be having a conversation about you, like, well, what can we do to help her with this, and what about that, and don't you think she has too much on her plate? Maybe she should have a little accident at work, like what happened to Kimberly Night Night, so she can relax a little with her mom. So yeah, they do have talks like this, and they're definitely connected with you, spirit detective, obviously. So and that I kept hearing that song, knocks 3 times on the ceiling if you love me,
Hmm.
So,
I feel like they want to give you something to investigate. Like they want to give you something to follow and to uncover. Like they're like leaving you breadcrumbs with these knocks. And I'm not sure if you also hear them or connect to your own spirit guides or do automatic writing or something. But I do feel like she says I hear them, the knocks, and she wasn't startled but went right back to sleep.
yeah,
Um, yeah, that's for you to investigate and to unravel, but I feel like it's your spirit guides. I feel like it's on your spiritual growth and your spiritual path. This is what they're working with you on, because you're sort of tapping into that realm and you're working with finding things out. I don't think it's any one specific individual like vibration or soul that is trying to contact you. I feel as though it's a spiritual growth, a spiritual guide kind of thing.
yeah, I do too. And like you said, I feel like there will be times, there's so much chaos on the planet right now that grids go out, or we might lose Wi-Fi for a day or a week or even something. And this is a really good connection to have, to be able to connect with people and know what they're thinking, and just let people know that they're not alone. Um, so this connection is growing, and there's a reason for it with all of us that we can communicate.
They're also telling me, Spirit Detective, that when you're investigating, uh, they want you to investigate here too. They want you to
Mm.
go inside here, and that's where you'll find a lot of your answers. That don't that you your focus is on the earthly realms, and they want you to focus here, and it will bring you to the spiritual realms.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely getting our attention, aren't they, Sonia? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, she has conversations with her guides, and she's seeing images of orbs now as well. I love that, Spirit Detective. That's beautiful.
Yep, you're on your way. And they're testing your clairaudience. They're testing your uh, what is it? Clair vision. I don't know. I just had to, what is it? I can't think, but
Clairsentience? I don't know. I can never
like,
connect all that.
I'm
Yeah.
just blank right now, but they're just testing it. They're just testing you and giving you something to work on, and little breadcrumbs. And I love that. They're almost like giving you tune-ups and then seeing if it worked. They're like working on you overnight, and then they're like, okay, give it a go. Let's see if she can hear that one. And then if you don't wake up, they're like, nope, got to work on you some more. It's really like a tune-up. It's like a spiritual tune-up. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
I love that. That's amazing. That really resonates. Yeah, and so that's something for all of us to think about, because we all need that right now. Kimberly says the stepsister was the triangle. Yeah, yeah. I had stepsisters too when my stepmom was dying, my dad was dying, and it's that's a tiptoe situation, and she's acknowledging that you did a great job.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. All right, everybody. Well, thank you all so much for being here. And Jean, thank you most of all.
Yeah, really fun questions, you guys. Really fun questions. I really
No,
stretched my abilities there. Really good. Mhm.
yeah, that was really nice. Yeah. Oh, Spirit Detective has had all Claire's activated. Yeah. We forget that it's just when we're on this plane that we don't have them all activated. Once we leave, they're all there. So,
Right.
yeah. So um, it's a gift, but you've already got it. So good for you.
Well, thank
Um,
you, Terry, for having me. It's so much fun. It was so relaxing and laid back. I really enjoyed this.
Good, good. I had a blast too. What do you have coming up?
Well, you and I will be together again on Friday.
Yes,
Friday
we
the
will.
19th, we'll be on with Terry Lee for the Psychic Triad show. And please do come. And Terry Renner is going to be filling in for Terry Suzuki, and she's going to be coming on with us on the Psychic Triad show. And if you think Terry and I have raised our vibration, wait till you get another Terry in there, and then we're going to all raise our vibration.
Yeah,
But
it's fun. She's always fun. She's really
mhm,
good. And she's
mhm.
very down to earth and calm and easy to read with. So, yeah,
Absolutely.
like
Yeah.
you, like you. All right, everybody. Well, everybody have a great night, and thank you so much for being here, and thank you, moderators. We will see y'all later.
Bye bye.